If you compare Nigerian suburbs to the US suburbs, you discover a range of reasons why Nigerian suburbs comes on top. Why the US suburbs have followed the blueprint developed in the 1950s, Nigerian suburbs have evolved to prioritize community and integration. Suburbs and estates have been around for decades in the US, and there was this precedent that developed what a suburb should look like.
This tidal wave of new construction is an important contribution to the economic rebuilding of America. Home ownership is the basis of a happy, contented family life.
The default way of building new suburbs often involved large compounds with expensive homes, long driveways, and isolated residential areas. And 70 years later, not much has changed. Suburbs are still built this way. Unfortunately, it is dangerous. And anytime I think of it, what comes to my mind is this movie, Vivarium. It starts with these two couples trying to find a home, but they ended up getting stuck in a suburbia estate where all the houses looked alike, like 100% alike. So they tried getting out of the estate, but they just keep ending up where they started.
This shit is not possible, okay? It's not possible. We can't make turns like this over and over, this way and then the other way, and come back.
Because the house have gone this way. I have gone this way. That's why you took the wheel.
Seriously, it's just a corner. Just pick a corner.
They even tried following the sun, but it was like they were moving in circles. And the dark truth about it is that, just as the movie is Vivarium, Vivarium is actually a place enclosed for keeping and raising animals and plants for observation.
You ever feel like you're just going in circles?
What is the Matrix? Probably the question I am asked most, and you are the fish.
It is a dark dystopian movie, but there are some few positive representations to be learned from it. But unlike Nigerian suburbs, the US are still building their suburbs like this. But why? And what can we do to create the suburb of the future? So, if you could build a place to live from scratch, what will you do? Imagine your job is to develop this empty field, to create a place for people to live, work, play, and get around. In a suburb, how would you do it? Just recently, we were given a small project to plan for a small community. So, in the process of that project, we had to walk through the entire community, going through every street and updating our map for places where infrastructures were needed. And this is something that is not done in the US because their suburbs are just full of residential houses and maybe one lifestyle center. But in Nigeria, lifestyle centers are not needed because the street itself is the lifestyle. And because their suburbs are just full of residential houses, the US suburb forces people to depend on cars because things like schools, offices, stores, and other amenities are not available in the suburb. So they have to drive out of the suburb.
Getting anywhere in the suburbs on foot or on a bike can be inconvenient at best and dangerous at worst.
You see, the consequences of a car-dependent suburb will ultimately lead to building problematic roads as big as this to support them. It is not only inconvenient but also puts people in danger and creates isolation.
Brother, what's that? What's that, brother?
But what can be done differently? Instead of continuing to build isolated residential areas, they can learn from traditional design of Nigerian neighborhoods and estates and integrate development like restaurants, stores, offices, schools, and create small neighborhood streets with a density that supports walking and biking. This is a turn to the roots of how neighborhoods historically were built in Nigeria. So, they have to embrace the shifts and integrate amenities and facilities within the neighborhood rather than relying on artificial lifestyle centers. When amenities are integrated into the suburb, it will reduce the number of cars moving out of the suburb. So with this, people can access things within walkable distance from their house.
Then,
To reduce the number of cars outside on the main road, so we don't need to build large roads like this that are dangerous. But for Nigerian suburbs, we don't need things like that because you have everything you need. So you don't need to have roads as big as that, and that's why Nigerian roads are not that big. Another advantage of Nigerian suburb is their incorporation of Nigerian architectural style and cultural aesthetics. This set them apart from the design often found in US suburbs. In Abuja, estates like Maitama and Asokoro are remaining the idea of a Nigerian main street, which showcases unique architectural style, architectural elements that celebrate Nigerian rich culture and heritage, creating a sense of pride and identity within the community. Unlike the US suburbs where all the houses are just the same and you just be like, where am I? Like where's my house? Maybe just numbers. Those are the only thing. And this sense of identity is what makes Nigerian suburbs more pleasant to look at because everything has different touch to it, different architectural style, different color, different sizes. They are just, good to look at. When you think of the US suburbs where all the houses look alike, it's just like you're in that movie Vivarium. It's just like when I watched it, I was just like, damn, like the Matrix, nigga. The Matrix. They're watching you, don't know.
The Matrix has attacked me.
Fuck that guy and his fucking YouTube videos. Stop listening to a man who doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, you idiots!
Nigerian suburbs prioritize the development of well-planned road networks and infrastructures and are designed to support pedestrian safety with proper sidewalks and crossable roads. You don't see people crossing a 16-lane road.
Within the next 2 years, be the 10th largest city in the state of Pennsylvania. A busy community of 70,000 people living in a city which was completely planned before the first house was built.
But the truth is, Nigeria has the advantage of learning from the mistakes of the US suburb by analyzing the pitfalls of a car-dependent and isolated communities. Nigerian suburbs have embraced a more inclusive and holistic approach to the development. They incorporate the best aspect of a traditional Nigerian neighborhood, while still incorporating the modern amenities, resulting in a well-rounded and vibrant society and livable environment. And as Nigeria continues to develop and expand, it's crucial to hold on to our design of our suburbs and estates. By still embracing a more integrated and workable approach, we can create communities that are not only convenient and safe, but also foster a strong sense of belonging and connection among residents. So what do you think about the Nigerian suburbs and the US suburbs? And thanks for watching, and a sub to the channel will be appreciated. And speaking of beautiful places, click here to watch this video, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.